Hey y'all, this is Dina. Welcome to my channel. I am back to show you how I made the cover and put the elastics for the 6x6 mini album. It's super simple. So yeah, hope you want to join in, and if you do, keep watching. I am going to be using the Happy Spring. This is by DCWV. I did get this at Joann Fabrics like about 2 months ago. So anyway, yeah, they might have it online. So anyway, so the first thing you need to do is you need to get your chipboard, and I'm using a medium weight chipboard, and I've already pre-cut these at a 6x6, and I've cut my spine at 2x6. This is similar to other albums I've made, but I wanted to go through and show you how I did this one with the elastics. So I have already pulled out my paper. You're going to need 2 pieces of paper. I'm using 2 8.5 by 11s, and I scored mine at 1 inch from this end, so at 10. That way it gives me a guide where I can join my papers together. And then all I'm going to do is I'm going to take my double-sided tape and get this put together. Okay, get that together, and I'm going to pull it up like this. I'm going to line it up the best that I can, and I am using heavyweight cardstock. I think from now on, the only cardstock, if I buy solids, the only one I will buy is the heavyweight. I'm beginning to where I don't like the other one. Okay, that looks pretty good. And there we go. So now I've got it nicely sealed together. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your spine. Of course, you're going to put it in here, and then you're going to put these on each edge. So I'm going to go ahead, and I think for this one, I'll go ahead and you can use tape or glue. I think I'm just going to put some good double-sided tape down. I need to quit using those scissors. Let me grab my other ones, because these scissors are fabric scissors. You don't want to ruin your good fabric scissors. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get my chipboard down, and I like to kind of center it where I put the seam. So I'm just going to kind of put it in the center, and let me grab my ruler. I'm just going to add my ruler just so it kind of gives me a little guide. That way I can try to get these lined up. And there we go. And now I'm going to be putting these on each side, just like this. I'm going to try to get them lined up as best I can. If it goes a little crooked, it's okay. You're going to be able to fix it. And so, yeah, I can see it already is a little crooked, but I am not going to worry about it. Okay, for this one, I think I'll go ahead and I'm going to add some glue. That way I can move these around a little bit if I want to. So just put your favorite glue or your tape or whatever you want to do. And I'm just going to get this lined up, leaving about 1/8 of an inch in between. Okay, here's one. I think that the 6x6 albums are my favorite ones to make. I've made the 8x8, and it was fun, but I don't know. I really like these little 6x6. Okay, so I got it a little bit crooked on there. Close enough. It's gonna be fun. Most important thing right now is for me to get my lid back on my glue. We just had some major rain come through. Okay, so now that I've got this like this, it doesn't matter that it's crooked. It don't matter as long as you got it in the center. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add double-sided tape, and this is my 1 inch. I'm going to try to line it up along this edge, all the way around. Oh, no, 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 no. Don't do it. That was a good save, y'all. Okay. Ooh, that was a good save. Okay, let's try this. It's raining outside, but get out there and grill our dinner in a few minutes. So I thought, you know, since I just got off, and I'll go ahead and try to get some of this filmed. Hopefully I can get it all filmed for you. The Hubs comes home at 5 today. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just trim this next to that tape. That gives me a 1 inch all the way around. Kind of hard to see with its white on white and a bright light. We shall make it. Sometimes I'll take my scoreboard and I'll score all the way around before I start gluing and stuff. But see, this worked out. Got 1 inch all the way around. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to miter my corners. Just don't go all the way to the edge. Just come close. Just leave a little bit. And there are many albums on everybody's channel these days, so I'm sure if you haven't heard that from someone else, you will, because this is just how you do it. Mini albums are just super fun to make. Okay, so I got that, and so I actually watched a tutorial of somebody making an album, and she was using the twine method for binding, and I might try that next as well. I first got the link from Amber's channel. I was able to stop by her channel because she had made some beautiful album, and I didn't get to see the whole thing, but I saw she had linked to the lady that she learned how to do the twine method from, and so I jumped on over to hers. But she actually did this, and I thought it was a super great idea. Just going over here like close to where the folds are going to be, and kind of cut that way. Then when you're folding, you don't have as much wrinkling right there. And so I did it on this album the gnome album that I just did, and I really liked it. So I think I might just try to keep incorporating that in. Everybody has such wonderful, wonderful ideas on easier ways to do these. So it's great to learn different techniques. But I do want to try the twine because I think it was beautiful. I saw the one Amber made, and I saw some different ones, and it's all over Pinterest. So, okay, now that I've got this, let's go ahead and we're going to kind of fold. Okay. And we're going to get this peeled off. See, and that kind of will take it away from being wrinkled right in there. Hey, it was new to me to do something like that. Y'all might already know how to do that, but it's okay. You see that? And that worked out really well. You don't have that wrinkle in the center. I'm going to use my bone folder. Make sure this is pressed down really, really well. Do this side. these up. Let's see, look at how that does. I get so much better. Let's get this pressed down. And I didn't fold up this one. Now on this one where you left a little bit, just kind of press this in a little bit. Use your fingernail or something pokey to kind of get that in. And then just kind of put it in there. My corners are far from perfect, but you know what? It's okay. Okay, now here's the last side. Let's go ahead and get this folded. And get this one. And there you go. So that looks pretty good. So I'm just gonna kind of press out my edges. Okay. So now I'll just kind of gradually just kind of fold it, and there you go. You got yourself a perfect little album cover. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and put my cover on the front. I'm going to do my cover, and then I'll put the inserts, and then we'll go ahead and poke the holes. So I think for my cover, I think I'm going to use these. I think they're just beautiful, but I love this coral. It's just gorgeous. So I think that this coral is actually going to go as like my papers right here, because I do all mine pretty much the same. I like the way that I am doing them, so I'll keep doing it until I'm ready to move on to something else. So you can go ahead, you can mark your edges, but remember these are 6 by 6, so you can do like 5 3/4 squared if you want. And let's just go ahead and just do that. Just cut them. So you're gonna need 2, one for the front and one for the back. Okay, so I'm gonna do, I think I'm gonna go down to like down 2 lines, maybe like 5 6/8. I guess that would be. I think I'm gonna do that so it's a little less on the edges here. Instead of 5 3/4, I'm gonna go right over just a little bit there. This paper is gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Okay, so there is that. And then you're also you're gonna need a piece of paper for your spine. And so I'm gonna use this one for my spine, and I'm gonna need it to be 2 inches. So I'm gonna go over about 5 1/2 inches just so it gives me extra, because your spine is 2 inches, but I always have my papers overlap. So I do about 5 1/2 inches. So I'm gonna cut a 5 1/2. And then I'm going to cut it by 6. This is going to be for my spine. Let's go ahead and get these on. So these are going to go like this. And then this will go in the center and it will overlap here. It's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And I like the flowers. Okay, so let's go ahead and get these down. So let me grab my tape gun. Oops, I just changed my tape. Hopefully I did it right. Oops, do some fixing here. See, this looks like it has little gold dots in it. It's very pretty. And then I'm just going to take it from the edge. I'm going to make sure I get this lined up straight. The other one. Okay. And then I'm just going to take this one, and it's going to be overlapped here in the center. Now for this one, I like to use my double-sided tape, and look at that, that's beautiful too. I could use that. No, I think I'll stick with the flowers. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to use some of this double-sided tape on here because I want this one to stay on real well. The other one's not going to come off, but this one, since it's on the spine, it has, you know, you fold and everything, and you just want to make sure that it's good and sturdy so nothing comes off. So we're 17 minutes into this, and we've already did the covering up. We've already added paper, and look, this is so fast, y'all. Get this toward the edge. And let's see here. I'm going to add some little tape down the center here. So it's good and covered. Okay, so make sure this is pressed down really well. And then I peel off my center two first. And it might be a little bit bigger on the back a little bit. I'm not worried about that. It's okay. So I'm just going to take it. I'm going to put the tape on the center. Just try to line it up as good as you can. Okay, and then you flip this up. Get this one. Get this pressed down. Let's do this side. Get these little babies off of here. And there we go. We have our base. Now just take this, fold it up carefully, and here we go. That looks really good. Looks good. So because this is kind of a raw edge here, I like to put a piece of, like a thin strip over it. This is like a 1/4 inch. You can do smaller if you want. But I like to put a little strip of something on there. That way it just, I don't know, I just like to do that. So let me see. I might want to just add one of these since I loved that so much. So you need to make sure you add this first before you put anything on the inside, because it's going to be covered. So you're going to need 2. Now you're just gonna take your glue. And you're just gonna make sure it's on the correct side that you want it on. Press down really well. See, it'll look pretty, y'all. It just gives it something. I just love doing it that way. Like I said, these are just the way I do it. There's many people out there that make albums that are just absolutely stunning. Everybody has their own way of doing it. So when you wrap it around, see, you don't have any raw edges there. I like that. It looks pretty. Let's do the other side. Okay. Let's get this last one. Get these folded over. Okay, and so there we go. Now we have our base. We have the base to our album already done. Looks really, really pretty. I love, love, love the colors. The coral is gorgeous. Just absolutely gorgeous. Okay, y'all. Had to take a little bit of break. Went in there and cooked dinner for the hubs and I. And now I'm going to get on with it. So this is what the outside is looking like. It's so beautiful. I love the colors. Love the colors. Now we're going to work on the inside. And because in this one I actually did elastic just like you do in a traveler's notebook. So I decided to give this one a try and I really like it. Look how nice and full it is. So this is how I figured out what I wanted to do. I actually kind of measured out my spine, and your spine is 2 inches. And so I made myself a guide of a piece of paper that I had used on the outside of one of my other ones. And I made myself a guide. That way I could line up where I wanted my holes. I knew I wanted to have at least 4. 5 would have been good, but I didn't want more things draped across the top. As you see here, this only has 2. That's all I wanted. I didn't want to have extra ones going across there. And hopefully that makes sense to you. So now I'm going to use my guide once I get everything together. So as you see here on this particular one, I put the paper that's on there, I put it underneath the bottom, underneath the back. So let's go ahead and get that one done first. And I've already cut this piece of paper out, and it's just going to be adhered right across the top. So let's go ahead and get that down. I am going to use my big tape. That way it's good and adhered down. We're going to get this all covered up. So I was just watching a video of Dayna, I'm sorry if I say your last name, or Kunzetter. If I said it wrong, I do apologize. But y'all, go check her out. I can link her below, but she is just simply amazing. She made some greeting cards, and she is missing her church family. And so she has decided to start making cards and sending out just cards to her friends and family, or friends and whoever she wants to send them to from her church and so forth. That way then, you know, she still feels connected. So in my craft group, that's what we're doing right now. after I'm done with this project, that's what I'm going to do, is make cards for some ladies in my craft group. But yeah, it's good to stay connected. And so Dana, you did a really great thing. Your cards are beautiful, and she was nice. She actually also included recipe cards, kind of like what I did on my thing I did for on Saturday morning. And she's sending like a recipe to a friend as well. So it's a super idea. And let me get this one off so I can put another piece. I want to make sure this is good and adhered down. But anyway, yeah, she's doing a good thing. Trying to stay connected to her friends and her church family. And that's what we all have to do right now. Just stay connected with each other. Because we could easily become feeling like we're, you know, like we're a shut-in or something like that. We don't want that to happen. You know, so it's good to stay connected with your friends and family. Even though you can't see them, you can't go to their house or anything. Just call and just send them a little card in the mail. And that's what she is doing. And that's what I will be doing. So after I'm done with this show, that's what I'm going to work on. Okay, so I'm going to get this down here. Got it all nice and stuck down. Just kind of eyeball it, put it in the center here. And let me just tell you, this one measures like 6 by 5 3/4. Just kind of eyeball it. I'm just kind of putting it in the center. Get this pressed down really well. And when you do that, just kind of take it and kind of fold it. And do this side. And like that. Very, very carefully. Okay, so now we got that. Let's go ahead and we're going to add these pieces. I went ahead and cut the same for the outside here onto the inside. It's going to go right there. So I'm just going to use my double-sided tape for this one. Because I know this won't come off, but on the spine, a little bit more, you got to work on that one a little bit more. Bending and everything, so you just want to make sure it stays nice. Okay, so this way or this way. I think it's this way. Oh, no. That's a good save. Look at that. If I would have had the other tape, that would have been it. Okay, so there we go. We're going to do this side, and then we'll work on our holes. We go, friends. Here we go. So make sure I have it turned just right. Okay. Let's get this pressed down really good. Okay, so there we go. Now we have our book all covered. Okay, it's looking good. So now what you need to do is you need to make sure, you can either do it this way or the other way, but make sure that make sure you decide, okay, first decide where you want your holes, okay? So I find by using this template, and this one in between here is 2 inches. So just kind of eyeball it and just spread out your holes. And I use the 1/8 inch on my crocodile for this. So that is what I use. So what you can do is you can either line this up just like this. And you can choose to add a little washi or something to hold this down in place, which let's do that. Or maybe some tape, different kind of tape or something. I'm going to use a little washi because it peels off. Maybe some painter's tape because that would peel off and wouldn't ruin what you've already made. So I'm just going to put this like this. Just going to carefully put myself some little tape over here. That way then I kind of can use this as a guide. Okay, just like that. And so all you're going to do is you're going to use, I'm using the 1/8 or the 1/8 inch ceramide crocodile. Just want to make sure. Okay, so all I'm going to do is I'm just going to line it up, and if you just use a guide, you know, go ahead and just make yourself a template, and you'll know exactly where to go. So there's one. There's two. Okay, there's three. One more on this side. Okay, so there. Got my 4 holes. Let's do the other end. So if you do it like this, you can at least be able to see where your holes need to be lined up. I first made my holes with my 1-inch. My hole punch, this one right here. And I decided, well, I'm going to go with this to punch all the holes. That way I could see what I'm doing, because that thing is going to cover it all up. Okay, one more. Uh-oh, get back over there, tape. Okay, one more, y'all. Okay, so there we go. I'm going to carefully take this off. And now I've got my holes already in here. Punch for both sides. That looks pretty good. So yeah, make yourself a template. That way then, if you want to make another one of these, you can just use your template and you'll know where your holes need to go. Okay, so now, sorry for my arm, y'all. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my elastic. And this elastic, I either got it on Amazon or this might have been a BB Craft one. Either way, this is 2 millimeter. And so all I'm going to do is I'm going to just I'm going to start on the second hole. Or you can string these any way you want. But this is the way I'm going to do it. Do my holes. Oh, I am so much loving this coral paper. Okay, I've got to trim the end of this. Because once it gets like this, it's easier if you trim it. Okay. Go in through this second hole. Okay, and you can pull them. You don't have to go too tight, but you want to have enough resistance on it. That way then, I don't want to waste too much. I'm pulling it down. I think that's good. So now I'm going to tie this one, and then I'm going to do the other holes the same way. Okay. Now let's do the other one, and that way then you can put your pages on here. And see, well, it doesn't look too bad. Last hole. Just tie it. So now you have 4 elastics where you can put inserts. You can put your pages. If you want to make this an album, or if you want to make it like a traveler's notebook, that's up to you. But yeah, tie that. And there we go. Now we have our elastic. This kind of takes the place of having to make the hinge system. And there you go. See how that doesn't look bad at all. Because they're in the same area. So here we go. Okay, so now let's make some pockets for the inside really fast. And I thought I would use this. Isn't that just beautiful, y'all? And what I do, if you've watched my videos, you know I just usually line my paper up and kind of mark it off. And I'm just gonna cut my paper. Beautiful paper. And I'm gonna go over here to this line. And then all you can do is you can just put it on top of each other and cut the other one so they're even or close to it. And then what you're going to do is you're going to decide how tall you want your pocket. If you want the pocket flat, or if you want to do this kind of pocket like I did. Let's do this one flat this time. So I could actually, what I could do is use one piece for both sides. And you could easily just decide to make it fold it in half. And let's just cut it in half. Just figure it out as you go, guys. Just figure it out as you go. That's why I'm very iffy. If you've ever noticed, I am very iffy about this. So you could make a simple pocket. You can make it where you're scoring each side and then folding it under, or you can just make it where it's just like a flat pocket, which is what I'm going to do. Let's move that one over. So here we go. So I'm going to use my 1/4 inch paper tape. Get it adhered on. Use some glue if you want. I'm really loving this score tape. It just shows if you're buying the score tape brand score tape. It's good tape. Okay. And that's for one. Let's go ahead and get our tape on the other. Let's decide. That one's going to go like that. I think I'll do it that way. Hope I haven't lost y'all's attention on this. Hope you're kind of sticking with me. I know this is starting to get long. It won't be too much longer, y'all. Okay. Get our little pockets on. Kind of center it up. Okay, so now I have a pocket. We're going to do this one the same way. And then we'll make one set of inserts for this. Just to kind of show you the dimensions. Okay, there you go. I love this. Okay, so let's just make one set of this dimensions or the inserts for the inside. You can do solid paper if you want. I've got plenty of paper in this paper collection. The reason I did solids on the other ones is because I only had 12 sheets. So let me see. I love this. It's very springish. Very pretty. Okay, so on the other one I did like a 6 or 7 different pieces of paper, but for this one for now I think I'll just cut 3 for now. Okay, so what I did is, since I needed it to be 11 inches in length and 5 1/4 in width, so kind of looks like I don't need to worry if these are needs to go a certain way. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut all 3 of these at the same time. So I've got 5 1/4, and you're going to have this by 11 inches. So let me cut this down by 11. Okay. And then you can score it or fold it, whichever way you want to do. I'm just gonna fold mine. If you want to add in some solids, go for it. It's your book. I kind of like this one on the outside. It's very pretty. Okay, I think I'll put this one and this in here. So now, sometimes when you get a lot of pages in here, the ends will start to come out a little bit because they're coming closer and closer out. So what I did is, once I got all my pages in, I just took my paper trimmer and I just trimmed it. That is what I'll do. That way then all your pages are the same length when you have them in your book. Just snip off this end. Just this. See, I've still got one right there. Let's snip that one. And there we go. Got a little piece right there. I just want my pages to be even. And so decorate your pages. Do whatever you like. I'm going to finish this book up, but for the sake of the video, just wanted to show you. You're going to be able to put your inserts in here. And on this one, as you see, look how many I did. As far as the little tassel, I used my punch and I punched a hole. And I didn't have any like those little tiny ring clasps. So I just used a ribbon and tied on and just made this super cute like this. So now all I'm going to do is I'm going to figure out what I want to put on the front, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I went ahead and I found this cut apart to put on the front. It says Live Life in Full Bloom. I thought it was really pretty, and I layered it up twice. I've gone ahead and put some foam tape on the back. That way it will kind of stick up a little bit. This paper collection is absolutely beautiful. Okay, so I'm just gonna kind of eyeball it and put it over here. I think so I want to do one of these for recipes too. And there we go. Look at that. It's very pretty. So I have some little flowers. Let me see what they would look like. And I do like that. I'll just kind of put it around, see if I like it. I kind of like this color. It kind of sticks up, and I think I'm just going to put just one. I think one is plenty. If you've seen my videos, you know that I like to keep it pretty simple. It's just my style. So I'm just going to put this little sweet little flower up here. And call it a day, y'all. And that, my friends, is how you make your cover and add a less elastic inside of here. Decorate your pockets. That's what I'll go ahead and do once I finish out this whole album. And I'll come back. I'll come back when I've completed the whole thing and do a video and just show you a complete reveal. But this is what it's looking like so far. And that's how I actually made these like this, and I really, really, really do like it. I really do. At first I thought, oh, I made a mistake. And now I've punched holes in my beautiful paper. But you know what? Look how many pages I was able to put in there, and just only 4 elastics. So it worked out absolutely just wonderful. I'm really enjoying this, y'all. This is so much fun. I hope that you guys like this idea. Hope you will give it a try. And thank you so much, everyone, for all your sweet, kind words. And thank you for coming back and watching my videos. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. I hope you guys have an awesome, awesome evening. And I'll see you soon. Bye.